myself Dr. M. Laxmidevi, Associate Professor in the Department of CACDS at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this video lecture, we'll learn about the concept in C, that is command line arguments. So first we'll see what is the need of what are command line arguments. So first we will discuss about the command line arguments, and then we'll explain it with the help of we can understand it with the help of programs also. So till now we have seen the general structure of a C program. So you can go through my video lecture, that is basic structure of a C program. So there we have seen the different what is the basic structure of a C program. So till now, whatever the programs we have seen, so this is the structure of the C program. So int main. So after this, here we write return 0. So in this we write the declaration part is there, executable part is there, and then here we write the header files stdio.h. So main header file to be included is stdio.h header file. So depending upon the need of the program, there are other header files also to be included. So here in this section, so we write this, in this section we have header files to be included. Then after that, in the main function, so this is the main function. So we write the program execution actually starts from here, from the main function. So till now we have not passed any arguments. So we know we have seen the concept of user-defined functions. So in user-defined functions, we can pass arguments to the function. Similarly, here also main is a function. So main is a function which is invoked by operating system. So we have not passed any arguments to this main function. So with the help of, so command line arguments are the arguments, or you can say information. So we can pass arguments to a program from the command line also. So that is what we are going to discuss here. So we can also pass arguments to a program from the command line. So when we pass arguments or to the program, so here in the program, so if there are arguments in this main function, so these arguments are to be passed. So these arguments are to be passed from the command prompt. So that is what command line arguments implies. So main function in C, it takes command line arguments through the parameters. So first we'll see what is a command here. So this is the definition of the command. So executable program which performs a specific task for operating system is called a command. So commands are issued from the prompt of operating system. So these commands which we can give from the command prompt, from the prompt of operating system. So some arguments, so they are to be associated with the commands. So therefore these arguments, they are called as command line arguments. So these associated arguments, these are passed to the program. So as we have seen in user-defined functions, so we have calling function and called function. So in the calling function, we actually pass the parameters. So those are called as actual parameters, and then in the called function, so the parameters which are there, those are called as formal parameters. So similarly here also, in order to invoke the main function, we can pass arguments from the command prompt itself. So that is what command line arguments implies. So in order to receive those arguments, so in the main function, we can specify the arguments. So we can understand it with the help of example. So in C language, every program starts with a main function and it marks the beginning of the program. So whenever main function is there, program execution starts from the main function. So till now, we have not provided any arguments so far in the main function. So with the help of these command line arguments, the main function, it can receive two arguments, and they are, so this is the name of the arguments which the main function can receive. So ARGC and ARGV. So you can give any names to this. So, but generally, so they are given as ARGC and ARGV. So information contained in the command line is passed onto the program through these arguments when the main is called up by the system. So argument, so these are the two arguments. The first argument is ARGC and the second argument is ARGV. So ARGC by default, it stands for argument count, and this is argument vector. So this is nothing but argument count, and this is the argument vector, you can say. So argument ARGC argument is, or you can say that it counts the total number of arguments passed from the command prompt. Suppose we are passing two arguments from the command prompt. So this count argc command, this argument, what it does is it counts the total number of arguments passed from the command prompt. So it returns a value which is equal to total number of arguments passed through the main function. So argv is argument vector. So it is a pointer to an array of character strings which contains the name of the arguments. So here each word is an argument. So argv, you can say that this is another argument which is a character array of pointers and this pointer points to, and the pointer points to, each pointer points to character array. So character array is nothing but, we can say that it is a string, which is character array which is terminated by null character, that is a string. So here this second argument is nothing but it is of the type character. It is character array of pointers and each and here pointer points to character array, that is a string. That means pointer stores the address of the character array or string. Now let us see how to, this is a procedure to compile and run the program using command line interface. First we know that we have to write the program, then after that save the program with .c extension. This is the name of the program. This is the name of the program with the help of which we have saved this program. .c is the extension. Now open the command prompt. Then you have to go to the directory where the file is saved. So navigate to the directory where the file is saved. Then after that compile the program using C compiler. So C compiler, so this is the syntax how you can compile the C program. So GCC and then name of the program .c extension. So after this, so after compiling the program, so this is compilation step. So after compilation and linking, so .exe file will be generated. So this will create an executable file named command line args. This is the name of the file. So run the executable file with command line arguments. So this is the syntax. You can run the executable file with command line arguments in this way. So in this way you can pass arguments to the main function. So command line arguments, name of the file or name of the file .exe, arg1, arg2, arg3. So this indicates the arguments you want to pass. So these are the arguments you want to pass. Now here one thing we have to understand here is, so command line .exe, this is also counted as one argument. So name of the file or program you can say. So executable file name, so that is also counted as one argument. Suppose these are the arguments we are passing to the function, then the total count is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let us understand the use of command line arguments with the help of program. So here this is a simple program to display. So this program will display the number of arguments, the program name and each argument. So we need to include the header file. So this is the main function. So here we have declared, so inside the main function, so we have there are two parameters or arguments you can say. So first one is argc. The type of this is integer. So why? Because it counts the total number of, so this gives the count of arguments. So therefore the type of this is argc, this is integer, and this one is nothing but a character array of pointers, or you can say array of strings containing the arguments. So each pointer stores the address of the character array or string. So next in this program, so I is a variable integer type, and then with the help of this statement, so we are actually going to print the number of arguments. So number of arguments, so %d is the format specifier, then correspondingly the corresponding variable is argc. So this gives the count of the arguments which we are passing from the command prompt. Then argv of 0. So this is nothing but character array of pointers. So argv of array of pointers. So first ARGV of 0, so this will contain the program name itself. So the first argument is the program name itself. So this is what we are going to print here. So ARGV of 0. So next, in order to print all the arguments, so we have to use a loop here. So for I is equal to 1 to I less than argument count. So that is given by the variable ARGC. So if the arguments, 4 arguments you are passing, so ARGC is equal to 4. So we have to loop through we can loop by using, initially we have to start with index 0, then I less than 4. So this we know. Then after that, each argument we can print with the help of this loop. So argument, then %d, to specify %d takes the value I. So corresponding value is stored in the variable I. %s, the corresponding value is stored in the variable ARGV of I. So here, so this is the output of this program. So in order to compile, first we need to compile the program from the command prompt. So in order to compile the program, so we have saved the file with .c extension. Then after that, we have to navigate to the directory where this program is there. Then we have to compile the program. So gcc greet is the name of the program in my case. So greet.c. Then after that, so this is where, so after compilation, so here in this step we are passing arguments. We are passing the arguments to the main function. So these are called as command line arguments. So in the command line, the arguments which are passed from the command prompt, so these are command line arguments. So these arguments, they are received by this main function. So here we can see that, so there are 2 arguments. So ARGC value is equal to 2 and LAXMI Lakshmi is the string. This string is stored in this character array of pointers. So here you can see that this is the output of this program. So there are 3 printf statements. So one printf statement gives the number of arguments. So number of arguments are 2. So including the program name, so it gives the count of the arguments. So there are 2 arguments. So count is equal to 2 here. So name of the program. So name of the program is the first exe, and then after that we have specified this. So this is ARGV of 0 and this is ARGV of 1. So the ARGV of 0, so in the first index or at the first position, name of the program name is there. Then after that, argument 1 is, so first argument is Lakshmi. So in this way, if you give more number of arguments also, so if you give in this way, so it will give argument 2 also will be printed here. So in that case, argument 2 will be, in this way you can understand the use of command line arguments. So next, one more example. So this is also a program to demonstrate the use of command line arguments in C program. Then this is the header file, #include stdio.h header file. Then you can see here we are including 2 parameters. So there are 2 parameters in the main function. So first is ARGC, so which counts the number of arguments, and this is nothing but a character array of pointers. So where pointer points to the or it stores the address of the string. So if ARGC is not equal to 2, so we have written a condition here. So this is a conditional statement. If ARGC is not equal to 2, so this line is printed. So this line is printed. Then after that, return 1. So this indicates that, so we have not, if we are not giving the arguments to, so if we are not giving 2 arguments, then if it will print this message. So let us see the output of this one. Then after that, if we are giving 2 arguments, if the number of arguments is 2, then it will print this message. So printf hello. So whatever the argument we are passing, hello, and then argument 1. So first ARGV of 1 indicates the argument which we are passing. So ARGV of 0 means, so that is the name of the program. So these are the two test cases which we have evaluated for this program. So this is the output with two arguments and this one is the output with one argument only. So first we need to compile the program from the command prompt. So or you can compile it from the compile button also. So first we need to compile the program, GCC, name of the program, and then .c. So after that we need to pass the arguments. So in order to pass the command line arguments, so these are the two command line arguments we have passed, greet.exe. So greet.exe, and then so here this is ARGV of 0 and this is ARGV of 1. So it will print. So we have given ARGV of 1 means it will print hello. So this is the output of this program for this input. Now if these are the arguments which are passing from the command prompt. Now another test case. So if we are passing only one argument. So if we are passing only one argument, that is greet.exe, we are not passing the second argument. So in that case, so this printf statement will be evaluated. So usage greet.exe, name you have to specify. So ARGV of 0. So thus in this way, so we can understand the use of command line arguments. So we'll see one more program for, so you can see here, or you can say that it is an important point. Command line arguments, these are always treated as strings. So we need to convert them to appropriate data types if we intend to perform numerical or other operations with them. So by default, the arguments which we are passing from the command line, so those are treated as strings. So in order to convert it to other data types, therefore we need, if there are some arithmetic operations involved, then we can convert them to appropriate data type if we are performing any numerical or other operations. So this is the example for that. So this is the program. Suppose in the we are passing the arguments 3, 4 and 5. Let us see this program first. So here we have included two header files, stdio.h apart from this stdlib.h header file. So in the main function, so command line arguments, you know that it takes two arguments. So first one is argc, which is an integer value, and second one is a pointer to, this is a character array of pointers. Then here, if we have written the condition, if argc is less than 2, so if we enter the number of arguments less than 2, so this message will be printed. So this line will be executed. Then if this condition is not true, then these statements will be executed. So int sum is equal to 0, two variables we have declared, one we have initialized with 0 and the other variable is I. So this variable is used to loop through this, for looping purpose. Now for I is equal to 1, I less than argc. So this is the argument count, then I plus plus. So initialization, then after that this is the condition we have to check, and then updation. So int num is equal to, what we are doing here is, so this is nothing but a string. So each value it is treated as a string. So therefore we need to convert this to integer. So this is a function. So this is a function to convert the argument to integer. So whatever the arguments we are passing from the command prompt, so that is treated as a string. So in order to perform arithmetic operations, we need to convert the string to integer. So therefore this is a function atoi argv of I. So each argument has to be converted to, each string has to be converted to integer. Then after that we can perform the addition. So sum is equal to, so this statement you can also write it as sum is equal to sum plus num. So after that we are printing the value of sum with the help of this statement. Now let us see what is the output of this program. So in order to execute this program from the command line or from the command prompt, first we need to compile the program. So this is the syntax, GCC, name of the program, and then .c extension. Then after that we need to pass the arguments. So if we need to pass the arguments from the command line, so this is how we can pass. So .exe is nothing but executable file. So greet.exe, after that these are all the parameters or arguments you can say which are passed from the command prompt. So here total we have passed 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments to the main function. So ARGC value is equal to, so ARGC will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So whenever, with the help of this for loop, so this will, so for I is equal to 1 means it will start from here and then 1, 2 and 3. So this loop will iterate 3 times. So for I is equal to 1, then I is equal to 2 and then I is equal to 3. So when I is equal to 1, so this is treated as a string. So this is converted to integer. So that value is stored in the variable num. So now num is equal to 3 here. So sum value is initially 0. So sum is equal to 3 now. Sum is equal to sum plus 3. Now in the second iteration, so sum will be equal to, now the number is 4. So 3 plus 4 will be equal to 7. Then in the third iteration, 7 plus 5. So 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. So in this way, we get the output as 12. Now this is one test case. So this is another test case. Suppose we don't give any arguments, or if we give only one argument, so that is name of the program. So this is the message you are going to see on the screen. So that is usage, then name, and then this line. So in this way, we can understand the use of command line arguments in C language. So thus we have seen the usage of command, thus we have seen that we can also pass arguments to the main function also with the help of these command line arguments. So command line arguments are nothing but the arguments or values or information which is passed from the command prompt to the program. So thus we will see some more concepts of C programming in the next video lectures. Until then, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.